it's time, to get with the divine and to be what you are. Drink a little coffee at the beginning of the day. Helps you feel smooth and warm from the inside, wouldn't you say? Yeah, indeedy, It reminds us of our mother's love. That's what coffee is. That morning cup of coffee, that warm, steaming brew. That a lot of you put cream and sugar in it, too. I wonder why. It's mother's milk, babies. Right here in a dark roasted, delicious, aromatic, esoteric little sip, of magic mud, babies. You realize when you're drinking this cup of coffee, especially from a Coyote Club mug, you're drinking mud within a cup of mud. You see, so you got a cup of mud inside a cup made of mud. You got it? It's Coyote medicine all the way, through and through. Dancing with it, aren't we? Yeah, me and you and the rest of us too. All of us together. Ooh, what a dance too, man. Wow, and all that from a simple sip on a nice little refreshing cup of coffee, man. If you want to experience magic like that every morning, I suggest you get right now on over, well, wait till the show's over, but get right on over to thecoyoteclub.com. That's Coyote with a K and Club with a K, thecoyoteclub.com. And take a look at our offerings there. Don't miss the mug shop. I'm going to change that to the gift shop here pretty soon, because we're rearranging and realigning our energies there and working on getting her just right, expanding the effort so we can even take a broader flight each and every day as we get our day underway here with Grandpa. Yeah, that's right, babies. The heart of love in motion. The same is right inside of you, babies. I just reflecting it back to you, man. Just being that heart, just being that living love, just being that living life that we are. This coffee cup's starting to feel like a sacred chalice in my hands this morning, man. I can't hardly let it go. It's just kind of stuck there, and I got my hands around it, kind of wrapped around it, I think that's kind of representative of the arms of love, the mother love that never lets go inside of us, don't you know? Even though our deepest call is for the return of the mother, because we feel separate from her, have done. Yeah, see, a lot of us already in reunion with that one. All parts of ourselves, too. The old reptilian, scaly things, everything else, too, man. We're all coming back together again. Redefining our definition of one another in the recognition of the mother lover inside of us, babies. The one that sets us free, the one that rocked us steady through it all, man, and kept it just right there, the way it should be, flowing through you quite naturally, no matter what it seemed to be, or the agony in it, man. Boy, there was ecstasy beyond that, and you could feel it in the energy of the agony. You could find the ecstatic in the worst of places, and you have, and you've lived to tell about it, too, where many others could not quite do it, man. The experience brought him to death instead of life. Well, babies, now, because you made it through, others can too. And others will do, because we're all in this together. One singular, beautiful heart in motion, given in the divine presence of your beautiful person, as the whole universe in one bright, beautiful being, and the whole universe around that bright, beautiful being too, babies, and your living spark of creation in it, because you are that spark from which that creation arises. The veritable fountain of life. There's this little Buddhist god, Kuala Lin, man. She's got this vase or vase in her hand, pouring out the waters of love. And it's an unending pour. It's limitless. The vase never runs out, because the water comes from her heart, from her love, from her great life. This is what she symbolizes. That's the divine feminine and then some. It's catching on to what's really going on and why we've lived to tell about it despite some pretty horrible shit here, man. This has been one of the worst shitholes ever created in any dimension, anywhere, any place. One of the hardest experiences a soul could ever subject themselves to. Mean as all get out. Dumb and hurting. Forever it seemed, you see. Yet souls line up at the door, volunteering to get in here and let's have a little more. We get out of it, baby, we want to roll right back into it. We miss it. We're all sentimental about it. We've rubbed our faces in the doo-doo so many times here. But we always come up smelling like a rose. That mother love carried us through every bit of it. The whole time we're going through this life, it's like a dream. And we're like held there on the other side by the mother's love, like a baby held in the mother's arms, right against her chest, man, the place where it's always the best. You know, that's a circle of love ever enveloping itself. That's where the idea of a circle comes from. It's the circular love between the mother and the child. You see, and from that is born and births creation. You want a big bang, there it is. But there is no beginning. There is the beginning, and that's all there is. It just expands and grows from there, this beginning, this mother love that carried us steady through time, that carries creation steady through its motions and antics too. Keeps it all together, the divine intelligence, the love that knows, and that experiences what it knows, and it's perfect as it flows. And we are all vessels of this divine feminine, no matter how we're genderized. That mother love is in us. We are the mother. Think of it. From the mother is created all of humanity, the first mother. The belly button takes you back to that first mother. The bloodstream too, baby. The mother of love, the mother of the superconscious presence that's in all of us. The one that held it and brought it forward into humanity. The divine one. Not such an authoritarian dickhead after all, eh? Not even a male presence, eh? Oh, the maleness is there. It's the steadiness, it's of the sun. It's the brilliance of the sun, the reliable nature of that light. That's the male nature inside the mother of love. See, she created the gender. She's the mother from which all genders arise. And all of creation for that matter too, because what she didn't birth through herself, she dreamed into being all around her, same as we do. As we begin to awaken this morning and see this, as our hearts open and the sun arises inside, and we feel this, and we welcome that presence, and we open our heart to it, we set ourselves free in it, we just immerse ourselves in that love that only wants us to expand and grow, and has proven itself again and again to let us go where we need to with this in order to get it right. And supporting us all the way through it, the same way a mother will a bad son. And following him right to his execution, weeping huge crocodile tears. She knows his real heart. She knows that's her. See, we're all an extension of the grandmother. Inside each and every person is an extension from the grandmother. We are a living expression of the grandmother, the one mother. That's the unifying love. That's the universal heart. In her presence beginning humanity. Again and again, I might add. She's had to bring her presence around a few times. We couldn't always get it right, you know. We got quite the so-called history here, but you guys will start to remember it all. And you'll just, all that can do now is reassure you, you know. You can't take glory in the past, because those were weak moments, however gloriously they were expressed. Those were weak moments. Those weren't where we need to be, but here we are now. And that's where we need to be, and how. Right now. Not past, not future, but right now. And just let it expand and grow from there. Live in that loving moment. Allow this mother's love to be in you. Feel those arms around you. Feel that warmth. The unsuppressed heart, the completely open heart that loved you enough to recreate you as another representation of herself. And then to allow you, as you grow in your years, to go ahead and be whatever you need to be. Finally backs off and lets you do it. Doesn't tie you to her apron strings, man. She sets you free. And you go out there and roam around, find out what it's all about, and then you come back to mom and say, oh, baby. Oh, man. What a life. Thank you for supporting me through all of this, baby. You rock. And she'd look at you in the eyes. That grandmotherly smile. You roll, baby. Yes, you do. You just roll, little child. And you guys start laughing, and I don't think the laughter ever stops, man. It's so content, so pure, so alive inside of itself. Such an amazing grace. Ooh, that smile will be forever upon your face now, babies. You just wait and see. And from that smile, the beginning. Ooh, and not just after a while, just right now. Every heart and soul that chooses to take this journey. And it is a matter of choosing or seeing what's already been chosen. For you and through you, because of you too, man. See, everyone really in this heart has made this choice that at this point in time, there will be a shift in the general direction of all of humanity and of this Mother Earth, who is indeed, as Terence says, a living, breathing, thinking person who reflects herself into us as her persons, creations of her very own heart, given through a fleshly mother, yes indeed, that reflects in the beginning the mother of all. The one mother love that is, you see. And beautiful is she? Yeah, coming out of that ocean of love, pure of heart. And there she is, all of us, gathered together in reunion. It's a whole new way of beginning now, man. There on the sandy shores of time, man. The seas of the sands of time, the shores of love. It's there we put our feet down and finally feel our existence here and finally remember the divine children that we are and the blessing and presence that we hold here throughout all this extension of reality we've called time. We fulfilled our purpose in it. We found our way home. And now we're coming back to life because of it, babies. Each and every one of us in our own time and our own way, but all together now. 1, 2, 3. There we did. Got it done now, babies. Just cruise into the rest of it now, will you please? Yeah. Just let the rock and roll soothe your soul. Let your heart be finally contented. Don't rob yourself of that feeling anymore. You know, you've been picking on yourself and everybody else for far too long now. Time to let that go. Set yourself free to be the living, loving heart that you are. You wouldn't have it so out of sync as what you've seen in this reality now, would you? No, you're far, far more caring than that. Far more of a dignified being in person. You just had to sell your soul because the damn reality demanded it of you and you couldn't see any other way around it at the time, at that moment. So dang, I don't care if you are the old hippie sitting on the mountain forever and ever, you know, doing nothing but exuding love. But more than likely you're working down there in the jungle somewhere, not liking it too much, but loving it at the same time, right? See? Babies, we can only bless you for it. But as this divine arises, you will see significant change in your life. A complete rearrangement in your way of being, because it ain't natural for you to be living where you are now or doing what you're doing. And you know it already. I mean, that's why you've been uncomfortable in it, you know. One way or another. I hope you didn't beat on the cat and dog and shit, but if you did, forgive yourself and get on with it. And don't do it again or I'll slap you, man. Nah, Grandpa never slapped you unless you needed to wake up real quick because there's a fire in the house or something. But outside of that, no way, man. Papa's a partying fool, and I just like to be the gentle little lamb that I am and shake my woolly old person around a little bit in this reality. Chase some butterflies of love, you know. Nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful experience, you know. It's all about reconnecting with the ever-loving presence of that divine love we've been speaking of all morning long here on this Coyote Medicine Show, here on the Hazy Radio Network, man. Don't you know? Staying in that flow, man. Getting that glow, getting that heart on. H-E-A-R-T. Don't misinterpret me now. Getting that heart on, man, and getting it on strong. Then to come forward undivided from inside of ourselves. You know, we no longer conceive of ourselves as some part of the deception, some divided person. We no longer see that. That is not our conception of reality. What we see instead when we look out from the center point of our being is a smooth extension of loving warmth into this reality that automatically creates the most awesome and spectacular forms of beings and experiences there could ever be, and feels the living, loving presence in every bit of it, and loves itself for it. Now there is our state of being. That's the return to the presence of eternal consciousness. That's the empowerment of you as a heartfelt, personal representative of the grand heart in all. And one divinely experiential being whose uniqueness is divinely appreciated by all who experience with you. And we all do. We've all been through it with you. Walk a mile in my shoes. We started that out this morning. And I'm sitting there shaking my head as we started out this old Coyote Medicine show with that little song, don't you know. I was sitting here shaking my head and saying, mile? Babies, do you know what it feels like to live inside of another person's soul? To experience from the inside out that person? If you haven't had the precious experience of that, I suggest that at some time, if that person's allowing, allow yourself to be that person for a bit. You start to understand the uniqueness and the togetherness. How the same person can be expressed so differently in each person that is. And so uniquely, too. How the experience therein can be so personal. And so progressive, really, even though it seems completely opposite of that as you live it quite often. See, we're just beginning to figure out what it's all about. And figure out is not the proper form of expression because we're kind of just drifting into the land of awareness. You know, the land of where we see it all. That's aware. Aware right here, right now, man. I look out the window here. I see nothing but spectacular greetings of nature calling back to me and just reassuring my heart that it's a good thing to be living here and being alive in this reality. No matter how you've chosen to express or experience yourself in this moment. See, that's the beauty of the person. There is the divine will in motion, which is the will of the collective of creation, yes. But you have your own personal aspect of it, and there's lots of room there, man. Lots of flexibility in it. Even though you pretty much design the life before you step into it. You see, but once you get here, man, it can change. Beautifully so. Just like it's doing right now. Here on this Coyote Medicine show, man, we're running out of time, don't you know? Guess I can't play that long old song. My goodness. Wow, I just look down the clock and say, man, it's almost, quitting time, and I'm just barely getting started. How about you, baby? Wow. Ain't we doing all right today? Coming back to life in this way, man, there isn't very far to go if there's anything at all, babies. The divine presence is making itself known in each and every one of us. Unrestrictedly so. Finally, we can step into it. Now, there's a good one, and we got just about enough time for it, too, man. It's perfect for what we're experiencing today, man. And some of the sentimentality of yesterday. And, appreciating it so we can finally let go of it and love ourselves for it. And love ourselves right out of it, right into now, and live it. Because that's what we're here to be and do and see and understand. That's our journey, man. And we take it gladly each and every time. With each breath, wow, we feel that contentment now. And how, babies. I'll join you again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. with another exciting edition of the Coyote Medicine Show here on the Hazy Radio Network. Got 7 a.m. Eastern, 6 in the Central, 5 in the Mountain, 4 in the Pacific. About noonish over there in the UK, depending on where you at and whether you got GBT or GMT or good gosh almighty, who knows what time it is and who cares. Coyote's on. Let's get up here and start partying, man. Okay? Hey, we got it on, babies. Here's another one with Dennis DeYoung to sing us along right into tomorrow with his precious little song. Oh, the Song of a Heart, man. A beautiful one at that. Guys, we love you so. Thanks for being here. Don't you know? Grandpa's gathered with you now, man. We're on with the Medicine Show.
There's a new world coming, and it's just around.